Hi guys, Angie Bell is My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, we're finishing up in our what is this? Traveler's Notebook made out of a Dollar Tree placemat. Okay, if you want to know how we did the cover, just go back in this series, just a few videos below, and you can go through this whole series of how you turn this into a Dollar Tree placemat into the cover for our Traveler's Notebook. Okay. And then you'll be able to get a little tour of this whole thing also. I wanted to show you guys something. My first insert that I have, this one right here, there's the cover. What I'm doing with my first insert is I've made mine like it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's my weekly, it's my weekly view. But instead of putting appointments here, because I have another planner for like, you know, appointments or bills due or whatever, this one's going to be used more like a diary, like a diary and then like an art journal page. So if you want to do something like this, you can put in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I did Saturday and Sunday for both. And in here, you can use it as an art journal and just do little tidbits of something that happened to you that day. It's not enough space to write like major journaling, but just little tidbits. So if someone was to look at your journal way in the future, they'd be like, oh, they did this or they learned about that. Just little things. So that's what I do. Like Saturday and Sunday over the weekend, it was a very creative weekend. So I said create. What did I say? Oh, last Monday, Tuesday, last Thursday, I watched the debate. So I just put debate right here. Thursday, I don't think I had anything there. So I just put the word free. And that's another thing. If you don't have anything that really happened that day or something you really want to remember for that day, just put whatever. September 11th, I put we will remember because of September 11th. So things like that. And then this page is my art journal page for last week. So for this week, my art journal page is here, which I think came out so cool. These type of techniques is what we're going to work on today. It looks similar to what I've done before, but you can kind of tell it's different. So I got some different techniques that I want to show you today. On Monday, and this is how I decorated this. On Monday, I said arting. Every path has its puddles, and I used my little stamp there. And then on Tuesday, I said create, and now we're on Wednesday, so I'll have something in there. So it was an arting day on Monday. I had a really creative day yesterday, and so we'll see what we're going to put here for today. Okay, and then I did some Dollar Tree stickers here. I put in little hearts that I just drew in myself and then inked them in for my days of the weeks, the 16th, 17th, 18th. This is a stamp that I used right here and then colored them in with my inks. So anyway, I just want to share that with you for that insert. Okay, so now what we're doing today is we have more inserts in here. We have this insert and we have this insert. And remember, we need to cover both of these, okay? So that's where we're at. But I just wanted to kind of share that with you. And this is in my Dilutions journal that I just got. I'm so excited. It's so yummy. I love her journals. The background technique is the same. It's the focal points that are different. So I used one of my Angie's Angels for a focal point over here. And over here we did that technique where you mask. So we're going to work on the background. So the background's going to look like there's a bunch of new techniques I've learned. Oh, and I learned the techniques from this one girl. Oh, I can't think of her name. Oh, that makes me mad. And maybe you guys have heard of her. You know, let me pause my video. I'm going to get her name, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys. Her name is Name Bailey. So she's spelling it Niamh, and then her last name is spelled Baly. And she's just really inspired me with some ideas that I wanted to add to my own art. So especially some of this stuff in the background that's kind of new that I haven't done before. Well, she's teaching a technique in the background that is ghosting, which I learned through Diane Reevely. So I do ghosting with sprays, but I've never done ghosting with acrylics. It's really cool. So we are going to do the background, and for the focal point, we'll either do this here, or we'll do one of my girls. So I'm not sure. We're going to end up doing both of these anyway. So, because we're going to work the front of this and the back of this. So maybe this will go, the focal point will be on the back and my girl will be on the front. So, but we need to get the background done regardless. So this whole thing right here is going to be done on the cover. Okay, so let me put that away. Set that on the ground. Let me get some wax papers to kind of protect the paper. But we're working with the covers of the insert that's going to go into our TN. So, I could just go like this. Well, let's go like this. So we're going to be working with a smaller surface. Okay. You know, sometimes you can't talk and think at the same time. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. Okay, so now we're going to protect the inside of this here and the inside cover here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, like always, is we're going to start with some pasting of the back of the background with collage bits. Just a second, I got to crack the seal on my homemade Mod Podge. All right. Did that do it? Yeah. I usually try to pre-crack it because it takes a second. Just a second. I'm still opening it up. Oh. Jeez. That took long enough. Whew. All right. We got it open. And I found my blue brush right away. Yay. Sometimes that's just not happening. Okay. Make sure that you guys are, I'm in frame so you guys can see what I'm doing. Kind of center things. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, like always, we're going to start with book pages, music note paper, you know. I always like to start with that. As Lori Marie Jenkins calls it, the underpants. Girl cracks me up with her underpants. I'm going to put that whole piece right there. We're going to put that whole piece right there. I don't know if anybody can answer this question for me. Does anybody who's watching have that Tim Holtz glass mat? It doesn't have to be Tim Holtz, just a glass mat in your craft room. And I'm surprised I don't have one. HSN is selling, they have 3 different kinds. And they range from $20 to $40. And Tim Holtz is the $40 one. Do any of you guys have... I'm going to go over the edge a little bit. So if I do, we can just cut the edge off. But I want to make sure I get rid of this teal color. Do you like it? Do you think it was worth the money? Do you think I should get one? So anyway, I think it'd be great, especially when I have all these paints always out, and I need to squirt paints. I usually squirt them out onto a coffee or these lids that I have. But it'd be so convenient not to have those lids out, just to be able to squirt it out of my mat and then wipe it right off. I think I'm convincing myself that I need this. Anyway, just let me know if you have it, if you like it. Okay, what are we going to do next? Let's do some music note paper. Don't want that to go right there. Sure. And then I'm going to stay away from putting paper over, like, right here, right in the crease right there, because I want to make sure that my book closes easily. So we'll just keep the paper off of there. We'll get close, but not all the way up there. And any of that teal showing right there will just be covered by paint anyway when we get to the painting techniques. No major. Okay, let's do a regular book page here. Do I have enough glue right there? Oh, Lord knows I do now. Let's get some of that off of there. Jeez. That was a little much. That was a little overdoing it right there. Okay. Okay. And then let's do some of this script, which I love. Put that right here. Okay, so let's go to the other side of the book. I'm just going and just cover the whole darn thing right now with some Podge. And some people ask me, like, what do I do? I need to just write the recipe down, and so that it's always like at the bottom, like in the description area where I have all my information of all the different places you can find me. The recipe for this Mod Podge will be on there, because I've had lots of people ask. What it is, it's just Elmer's glue with a little bit of water, just to, you know, get it so it's not super thick. Not a ton of water, just a little water. Just to, you know, to thin it out a little bit. And then I like to use, in about 1 cup of Elmer's glue, about 8 to 10 squirts of clear acrylic matte coating. And it makes it more like a matte Mod Podge or like a matte medium. So, I'll put this here. So that's how I make mine. And I got so lucky because when Hobby Lobby, you know how they've been having, especially in January, they have a really big clearance in their craft section and their art section, and the 75% off. Well, they've been having it like every couple months. I don't know. I'm like, are you guys getting rid of the craft section? Anyway, they had gallons of Elmer's glue, big gallons, for $6 or $7. There was 3 of them, and they were in the actual clearance section, because you know sometimes we're finding this stuff, it's not in the actual clearance section. We're gonna put that whole piece there, and it's not in the clearance section. It's in its own individual aisle where you would normally find it. This was actually in the clearance section, and there was 3 big gallons there. I bought them all. I was ready to do a happy dance. I'm like, oh my god, for someone who makes their own Mod Podge, being able to find a gallon of glue, and I needed to buy I just used up my last gallon, so I needed to buy some, and I was about to buy some, use a coupon if I could, and because some places don't allow you to use coupons on the gallons of glue. Anyway, and then I found it. I was so happy. It was right when I needed it too. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. And you can see I'm going over the edges. Like I said, we'll cut the edges after it all dries. No major. No major. Okay, here's some dictionary text here. Take some of the white page off. There we go. And let's do, I have that Asian newspaper you guys know I like to use, so let me see if I have some of that handy. Why don't I have any of that handy? Yeah, just a second, guys. I'm going to grab some of that Asian newsprint. must have used it all. So this is my Asian newspaper. I get it in, we have a place called Chinatown. And I usually go to this one restaurant and pick them up. Because you don't have to go all the way in. That you can just like go to their lobby and they have the Asian newspapers. Well, there's quite a few Asian grocery stores. And this is right at the beginning of Chinatown. And I seen this Asian grocery store, which I've always seen it, and I always wanted to go in there. I just hadn't gone in there. And they had like 5 or 6 different Asian newspapers. I was like, oh, I was in heaven. So I was going crazy on those newspapers. I was getting like 2 or 3 of each. I'm sure people were like, why is she even getting that paper? She can't read it. And number 2, why is she going crazy on those papers? Anyway, it's for my mixed media. Oh, look how cool that looks. Look how cool. I mean, their writing is just, it's just, to me, this is just art. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay. Let's put some of that Asian writing right in the middle there to break this up a little bit. Get enough difference going on. Okay. And I'm going to bring you guys down just a little bit more. Hopefully that doesn't mess things up. Okay. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this paper. This is a little piece. Isn't that cool? Look at that. It's just beautiful. I love Asian writing. Okay, so that's good for that. So let's go on now to some colored pieces. Some scrapbook paper. Love that. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. I'm going to cut this in half. And we'll put this right on this side here. Bam. Is that like on? Alright, you know what, I'm not sure where the ending of this is. Okay, I see the ending. Alright, let's put some glue down here again. There we go. I wasn't sure where the book was ending at because I'm so, I'm kind of over on the edges, so. And this is all wax paper, so it'll lift off of here easily. All right, and then let's go to this side and do the same thing. Just putting a little bit more glue on. Look how cool that is. Oh. I love this. This was a roll. On a roll, I got it. Hobby Lobby. Isn't that gorgeous? Fabulous. It's all just colored maps in my favorite colors. I love it. Okay. So I've gone through my my paper and just went through a lot of my scrappy paper and just started ripping it up. We'll put that right there. And just started ripping it up. And I know a lot of times you're like, oh, I don't want to use my scrapbook paper. Especially you don't want to rip it up. You're hoarding it. Stop hoarding. We can never possibly use all of that scrapbook paper that we've gotten. So you might as well use it in your backgrounds of your artwork. At least it's being used. So it's not like it's not being used. So you're using it and it's going to be displayed in your artwork. Now I still like to always leave some of course, the text behind it. So I won't be covering up everything. I like a nice mixture of colored pieces and then also text. We definitely don't want to get rid of all the text. Okay. And we are almost finished for this session, because what we have to do is we're going to have to let this dry. I'm going to go, I'll take this outside to my backyard. Actually, it's cooled down here. This morning was 68. You almost needed a little jacket. I was like, yes! Because it's been 105, 104, 110 forever. Yes, we live in hell. Excuse my language, but, oh, Las Vegas is, it's horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous in the summertime. Absolutely horrendous. So, this morning was 68, so I was going to say I can put this outside, it'll dry in 10 minutes, but you know what? It's a lot cooler outside, so it won't dry in 10 minutes, and that's okay with me. That means the heat is going away. Finally. Finally. So sick of that darn heat. Alright, so this is the end of this. And I want to make sure we end this before 30 minutes, because you know my camera will start a new video. Oh, we're fine. You guys know my camera will start a new video. That's why I try to pay attention to the time to warn you so you can go to the next part. Because this one time this lady goes, I'm glad you told me because I didn't even know to go to another part. I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. I just figured that you'll look for the next video. Not everybody knows your your crazy camera or your channel. Okay, so I'm liking this. I think that this is good. Oh, and I want to share something with you guys really quickly. I bought these trays at Dollar Tree. And so I store things in them and put them on my shelf because they stack like this. Isn't that nice? I also bought containers with lids that are about this size too. But for right now, we're trying to say, I keep 3 or 4 out and just keep them on the side of my me. I used to have piles, but now I can just, whatever I'm working on at the time, these are my little baskets for what I'm working on for that project. So these are my project baskets. So everything I'm going to use in this project, the colored pieces are here. The script pieces are here, like the black and whites are all right here in this basket. So when I'm done with one basket, I can just go to the next basket like this, see? And then this one here is filled with napkins. We're not going to use the napkins today, but that one's filled with napkins. Just so that I have these little baskets by me and it keeps me really, really organized. And then when I want to go to a different project, I can just go with this basket back to wherever container I have those pieces and put them back easily. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you guys. Okay, you guys, that is it for this session. We got all of our little pieces here glued on. I got to let them dry. When we come back, we will do a light gessoing, which means dip our brush in water, dip in gesso, and lightly gesso. Maybe throw more water on top so it's just a little, so you can really see through our pieces still. And then I'm going to start the new techniques that I learned from Name Bailey, some of the new techniques, mixed with my own techniques. So that's what's cool. And that's the thing I wanted to share with you guys too. You watch my channel, and which I love, but also like Name Bailey. I'm going to put her name below. Check out different mixed media artists, because you're going to learn so much stuff from so many different people, and everybody does stuff such different ways, and you're always going to be getting new ideas. I'm always watching people because I've learned a lot of things, but I'm always picking up on new things. And I'm like, oh, I want to add that to my artwork. Or they see things a different way than you see them. Or they've used products a different way than you've used. So, ooh, that piece was just about to come off. So make sure you check out different mixed media artists so that you can really expand your skills and your ideas and inspiration. Okay? Okay, you guys, that is it for this one. We're going to let this dry. We'll come back and continue on. Okay? See you guys in the next one. See you guys in part 2. Bye!